Blue-eyed blonde people, Thor, Natalie Portman. What do these all have in common? Top 10 Norse mythology stories you never knew. Number 10, Baldur. When looking at ancient myths and stories for a while, you'll come to notice some shocking similarities in these cultures' stories. Some of these cultures interacted with one another and some did not, which to me says we're just good storytellers. The tale of Baldur is like that of Achilles, a young and strong warrior made invincible by his mother. Mothers have that ability. Achilles was dipped in the river Styx. Baldur was given a spell, each with their own weakness and each with their own invulnerability. Achilles and his heel, Baldur and, a mistletoe. Loki made a dart out of one and Baldur wasn't so invincible anymore. Boy, that Loki guy sure causes a lot of trouble. Also, if you played God of War, the climactic scene at the end with Baldur, especially troubling. You know what I'm talking about. Good stuff, good story. Number 9, Yggdrasil. The big bad tree that you see every time you see Norse stuff. A connection between all the 9 realms in a place where Norse gods deliberate on godly matters. I don't know what that is, but they talk there sometimes. Kind of like when your parents talk in the room. You know what they're talking about, but you know what's important. It's almost as if people knew how important trees were. I mean, we use trees for everything. Paper, houses, sometimes people on the west coast are like a different kind of tree. You know what I'm saying there, brother? I got Chris, I got him, he's laughing. I like to make Chris laugh. You guys gotta laugh sometimes. The tree is life. It represents life, brother. Kind of like what trees actually do in real life. I swear, one of the first lessons I ever got in school was that tree equals good, and we need tree, so don't cut down tree. We need to breathe, please. I swear it was one of my first lessons. Maybe because we're Canadian, I grew up in the fort, like in the hillbilly country. I don't know, but that's what I learned. Number 8, Ragnarök. The apocalypse, the end times. When mom says I have to eat my dinner before I eat cookies. Oh, it's the end of the world. Let's be honest, I never really had an issue with eating. Come on, let's be real here, come on. Ragnarök is the prediction of end times, and every civilization has their own. Ragnarök is slightly different though from its counterparts, as instead of one event like a giant tsunami or a flood, it's more of a series of events that are the signs of end times. Kind of like Call of Duty. First it was greedy microtransactions, then it was jetpacks. Lately, it's just unbalanced hackers. All signs of the end times. Number 7, Loki. Lord of tricks, god of mischief. Everyone knows who Loki is, most likely due to some very successful superhero movies in the last few years. But the same may know him regardless. Known for many tricks and evil deeds. His best trick, or whatever you want to call it, is shapeshifting. Loki has the ability to transform into any creature and any gender, which to me, that's just the best superpower. I mean, come on, you can legit be any living thing. That's gotta be cooler than a shield or just getting really green and angry. And for people that don't have that ability to see through these tricks, it often leads to a lot of misfortune, like the previously mentioned Baldur and perhaps another related story that I'll get to later, we'll see. Number 6, Valkyries. Oh yes, the beautiful Valkyries. For such a gorgeous image, they have a rather grim job. Whenever someone falls in battle, it's up to these lovely ladies to guide them to the afterlife. In a way, they're kind of like battle angels. Pretty cool. It literally translates to chooser of the slain. Norse mythology, like a lot of others, has its fair share of violence, but hey, I guess if I fell in battle, I'd want to be carried off by a gorgeous woman who can fly. I hope you folks have been praying towards Odin, otherwise you won't be able to make it to Valhalla, which is bad because that's where all the good little Viking men and women go. So they can be with their ancestors and drink mead all day, which, dude, drinking, you ever had mead? It's delicious. Yes, please. Sign me up. Oh, I love mead so much. Number 5, Thor's hammer. It's kind of hard not to talk about the Avengers movies because when you think of Thor and his hammer, it's really hard to not think about the handsome Hemsworths or the imagery from the movie. The story of Thor's hammer is rather interesting, however. So Loki, being the trickster that he is, gave a competition to the master dwarfsmiths to create gifts for the gods. After enough gold to keep Scrooge McDuck happy and a sailboat that could fit in your pocket, the hammer was revealed. Mjolnir, a hammer that would never shatter, always hit its mark and returned to Thor when thrown. Considering how many times Thor has thrown his hammer at his brother and his foes, I feel like it's safe to say that Loki's plans kind of backfired. Yet again, his plans backfire a lot actually. Number 4, Hulder. Hulders are seductive creatures found in the woods, and if you thought they were scantily clad women, then you would also be correct, because why not? The name derives from covered or secret. Also, it may have something to do with mermaids. Obviously no fishtails here, but similar creatures nonetheless. It's also said that if the Hulders are treated with respect, then they can be nice to humans, which is good. I like when things are nice to humans. Apparently fond of charcoal kiln burners and would respect them if they were left provisions. Not sure what a creature like that would want with charcoal, but I don't know, maybe to keep warm because they're not wearing very much, I guess? Sure. This all sounds great, right? Well, maybe because some of them are looking to marry. Hubba, let's go. Trouble is, she's got a cow's tail. Guess that's better than a fish body, but if you see her cow tail before getting married, then she keeps the cow tail. Some of these tales are just insane. Number 3, elves. Everyone loves elves. The population of elves seems to significantly increase when there's a fan expo in town. Go figure, I wonder why that is. Elves in Norse mythology represent a small divine figure. Similar to the dwarves, they are creators of valuables and have their strong place in mythology. And for some reason, when the elves were no longer needed in the land of Vikings and Mead, they went to work for a fat man in a red coat in the North Pole. And before you even ask, yes, Father Christmas has his roots in Norse mythology. And yes, before you ask, I know him personally, and I will be telling him who's naughty and nice this year. Number 2, Kraken. I always used to think the Kraken was something Johnny Depp and Davy Jones had to deal with, but that's just not the case. I mean, this is the reason why I have a fear of water I can't see the bottom of. Look, I have no fear of water and I have no issues swimming. I'm actually a surprisingly good swimmer. Chris would be surprised. But good swimmers or good sailors alike are no match for the Kraken. The Kraken is a large squid or octopus-like creature that preys on doomed sailors and ships. Using his large tentacles, he wraps himself around your vessel and pulls you to the cold depths below. Horrible. Some Norse depictions of the large suction cup beast are as big as islands. Maybe with enough hand-holding and teamwork, you can take down a giant squid or octopus, sure, maybe. Why not? But we're trying to take one down the size of an island? I don't think it's happening, dude. There's no shot, dude. I don't think so. Big as an island? You're gonna need a spear like this big. That's big. Number 1, the Draugr. The unliving, the deceased, past your expiration date. It is the end of a journey that we call life, and it seems pretty much every culture we have dealt with has had the most respect possible. A lot of ancient civilizations had their way of paying respects and staying close to the ones that they love, even in the afterlife. The Draugr, similar to the ones you find in Skyrim, are undead creatures with gray flesh that protect the tombs that are filled with gold and valuables from potential looters and robbers, and maybe the occasional dragonborn. Oftentimes, a lot of warriors were buried or put in such tombs, which means a lot of loot and ceremonial blades to commemorate the life of the warrior in question. I'm curious, folks, let us know, if you had to be buried with something that you just can't part with even at the afterlife, what would it be? What would it be? For me, I'd say video games, but I don't know, it might be some Lego or something. Let me some Legos, bro. Let me some Legos. Anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me today. I love you guys so much, and if you too want to have a Viking burial like me, sure, then check out my socials somewhere down below. Come hang out with me sometime. I stream, it's fun. Have a fun time. I love you guys so much, and stay sweet, my little honeybees. That was my apple juice, sorry. But good simmers. That's where all the good little Viking men and... Excuse you. I could have also used Battlefield for that example too, because they've been having some rough times too. I'm a gamer, I use gaming stuff to make... Some people will get it, they'll understand it.